What's going on, everyone? It's Sean with another Tesla video, and in this one I continue my look into the lifetime of a Tesla battery pack. If you remember my first look into this topic, I took a look at 12 high mileage Teslas and how they responded to things like daily supercharging, charging to 80, 90, 100%. In this video, I'm taking a look at 536 owners across the globe who have publicly provided their data on how their car is performing. I'll put the link down below where owners have shared their information publicly on battery degradation in case you want to take a look at that. Now, when you do take a look at that, you'll notice that there's a ton more data sets than what I am presenting. I discovered late last night, as I was about to publish this video, that there were multiple entries from owners giving snapshots over a period of time as they put more mileage on. So last night I boiled everything down to single owners with their last entry at the highest mileage possible. There were three things that I set out to do in this video. One was get a better idea about how often Tesla's battery packs are failing and need to be replaced. Two, at what point do they typically fail? And three, habits of charging and how that impacts the longevity of a battery. For example, supercharging, charging to 100%, or running it down to zero or close to zero. There were 536 unique owners a part of this spreadsheet, and when I boiled it down, there were 30 users whose batteries had failed, or 5.6%. Now, to me, that seems pretty good. I don't know the statistics behind regular automakers and engine failure, but 5.6% really, in my opinion, is quite small. This is certainly not the majority of Teslas that are failing, and in my opinion, this tells me that Tesla has designed a well-engineered battery pack. Let's take a look at that data in a scatter plot because it does give a really good comparison for batteries that have not failed versus batteries that have failed. The blue you'll see here are batteries that have failed, red not. And this just gives you a visual picture for how battery failure is really in the minority in comparison to non-failure. And here's a look at the battery size of all 536 owners in this data set. You can see that it's overwhelmingly represented with 85 kilowatt hour battery packs in some shape or form, whether that's the standard 85, 85D, P85, P85 Plus. This is probably because the 85 kilowatt hour pack has been around the longest, so you see the largest representation of those. Let's take a look at what point those 30 battery packs that failed needed to be replaced. You can see here in this scatter plot that the overwhelming majority of battery packs were replaced under 80,000 miles, or 93% of the 30 batteries that failed before 80,000 miles. And 83% failed before 60,000 miles. To me, this says that if your battery pack is going to fail, it's more than likely going to fail early on in ownership. Battery failure by size is overwhelmingly 85 kilowatt hour pack, with the standard 85 kilowatt hour Model S pack failing at a rate of 47% in comparison to all other variations. However, the largest culprits in terms of battery failure on a percentage basis are the P85 and the P85 Plus. They seem to fail at a much higher rate, almost twice the rate of a standard 85 kilowatt hour pack. Now let's take a look at how charging impacted these 30 people who saw battery failure in their Teslas. When asked how often these people supercharge, the majority of them, or 63%, said monthly or a few times a year. When asked the frequency of charging to almost empty, 70% said once or twice a year or never. And charging to 100%, 63% said a few times a year or once or twice a year. So what do all these numbers tell me? Well, battery failure is pretty rare at 5.6%. If a battery is going to fail, it's probably going to fail within the first 60 to 80,000 miles. And lastly, charging habits had very little impact on the battery failure of these 30 owners that we took a look at in this particular video. Now, that's not to say that battery failure is not related to charging habits because I think that my charging habits probably did have a significant impact on my battery failing. Have you experienced battery failure in your Tesla? I'd love to hear it in the comments down below, and then just in general, if you do or do not own a Tesla, would love to hear your thoughts on these statistics. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.